Welcome to a video from thisislife.com. This is a new collection for the Korg Modwave. This is my lo-fi collection, analog sounds with a kind of lo-fi feel to them, but mainly analog, and synth sounds that give a nice warm analog sound to them. A couple of digital ones thrown in there as well. So there's 41 performances and some programs that I've put in there that have a sort of bit of a grainy quality to them. So I'm going to demonstrate some of the sounds on here. I'm doing this actually on the Modwave this time. I normally use the Modwave native, but I thought I'd do it the other way around. So all these are on the Modwave here, and up on the screen there you can see the Modwave librarian editor. So I start here with a good example of a nice one sound from the 2600. So this is the ARP 2600, which has samples included in the Modwave itself, and you can hear those sample sounds with lots of modulation there to give it that sort of nice warm feel. This one is called 2-operator FM, and that's because the Modwave does FM, so you can produce FM type sounds. And you can hear that. There's only two operators FM on this because you've got one sine wave being modified by the other. I have got a separate digitals collection. It includes FM sounds where I've done some almost four up FM because I'm using the 2 layers, but this is just a simple 2-layer one, single 2-operator, and you control that FM on there. There you've got a bit of FM. So we've got a sync lead. And that vintage 8-1 just gives it that sort of grainy quality, and that does remind me of a sort of a tangerine type sound. And then we've got 8 width, which is a similar technique. We're using a width one. And you can hear the sort of digital overtone. And that comes from these vintage modifiers that just give it a bit of aliasing because you've got the 8 steps rather than the higher range ones. Then we've got a couple of bandpass examples. Bandpass is nice for strings. So we've got a nice slow string. Gives you a nice sort of warm sound on there. And here's another bandpass string. And again, that's because I get the bandpass filter to do that. So this one is a high pass one. So you can hear that really thin sound created by the high pass, which is dropping off the bottom and the top of the sound. We've got some nice bells. And we've got an Ensemble Sq Lead. Now, many of these have got poly aftertouch and mod control on. Some have got Kaoss as well. So this one is called Ensemble Sq Lead, because we're using the ensemble section, the ensemble effect there with that square wave lead. So now in a bit of a programming technique, this one's called fake echo, so there's no delay on this one, but it's got a delay effect. So the only effects on that one, we've got the chorus, but you see there's no delay on there. So by using an envelope in conjunction with the filter cutoff, so you can add some delay if you want, so you can have a double effect. It gives you an idea of what you can do with that. So this one is a nice sort of ethereal type sound. So we've got dual layers there. So we've got the drop sounds, which you can hear in the background, and we've got a choir. This one is nice analog. So it kind of reminds me of sort of a Jan Hammer. I'm no Jan Hammer, but yeah, that Jan Hammer Minimoog type leads. I've got another version of that as well. Now, four sounds that I've modelled on my Gen SX1000. I've got a separate video on the Gen SX1000. Check out on our YouTube channel. This is a 1978 analog synthesizer, a real budget synthesizer I got for 30 quid back in 1988 off a friend, and it still works. It still sounds great. It's a little mono synth, good for learning really. But they were cheap at the time when they came out in 78. So it's got a kind of a basic sound. So I thought I'd sort of recreate those on here. Controls and poly aftertouch. So nice warm sort of pulse sound there. We've got a bit of a bass one. A bit of hiss from the noise. Which is which sounds pretty much like the Gen does. And the next one is a saw version of the lead sound. It sounds nice, that Gen. And the square wave version of it. So your classic analog type sounds on there. Now I've got a sort of brass type sound, and this has got some Kaoss control on it. The Kaoss does is control some of the delay time. So you can see it's modifying there the tape head time. So it's messing around with that digital delay on there. And some keep warm strings that keep you nice and warm. Nice warm sounds. I really Nice warm sort of synth sound like that. This one is modelled on my Minilogue. It's got a sound like Minilogue Classic sound, and that's. So you can hear that the envelopes don't re-trigger on this one, which is how the Minilogue is set up. So if you take your finger off, you get the full envelope, or if you. And we've got a Minimoog type bass, but I've added a bit of sequence on there to give it some Tangerine Dream flavour to it. And a bit of LFO on the filter as well. Now a Minimoog type lead and pad sound. So. Minimoog is the lead sound, but it includes a pad sound as well. Just by making that as a dual layer sound, the lead sound being monophonic and the pad sound being polyphonic. And we've got another mono lead. Nice bit of portamento on there. And a couple of brass sounds. So the envelope is bringing it in and pulling it away again. And a second version of that. A digital, analog plug type sound, which might sound good, but you've put a bit of a arpeggio on it. And a couple of sound effects one. This one I called pop and hiss. It's meant to sound like a record with the scratch and the sort of hiss we get when you play a record. And of course this is a single layer, so you could layer this onto another sound. So I've done some tricks with this to get this. We're using the motion sequencer, but we're also using an envelope that's being triggered. The envelope itself is being triggered by an LFO, and the LFO is random to give you that click effect. And you can hear the hiss in there. You can control these as well through the mod control, so you can turn the pop down. You can turn the pop up, or you can turn the hiss down. So there you go, pop and hiss. And this is an example where I've laid it up. So this is an electric piano, and you've got the pop and hiss in the background. A nice pop hiss. It's a bit high if you're going to use it in something, I think, but you could just turn that noise layer down a bit if you want it a bit more subtle. We've got a pulse lead. And an attack sound. So there you got initial attack, and then you get that sort of instead of those record noises, I've left those in as programs as well, so you can add those as layers. And that's called ring clip, and that's using a bit of ring modulation to create that effect. Rockford Files, not quite the Rockford Files Minimoog, but I think it's a Minimoog. It was used on the lead of the 1970s Rockford Files, but it is that kind of feel. So there we're using a sine wave, and we're using the bit of position changing to get those effects. Stack lead sound there. So this is a dual layer one, and I've stacked those up, so we've got 4 oscillators running on that. Synthwave brass type sound. And a synthwave lead type sound. This one is called Trigger Pad. It's one of those sounding auto sequencing ones, but it's using the motion sequencer to trigger the envelopes, give you that effect. And we've got some nice warm Juno type strings. And I think on this one we've got a balance control on there, so you can have the pulse width of the sawtooth, or you can balance them out. And we've got some LFO as well. And this is one of my favourites, it's called Wobbly Lead. Now we're using some pitch modulation there to get that wobble effect. So I actually only did on oscillator 1 and leaving oscillator 2 alone. And finally we've got some Wurly piano and so those are the patches. We've got 42 in total. You can download them from the digitallifestyle.com. You put them into your Modwave. Just go into your librarian and go to import, browse for the file wherever you placed it, and then import it in. Works with the Modwave native as well. It works with all the Modwave versions, so you can give that a go. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions or any suggestions, leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. Getting that subscriber numbers up now, which is great. So I really appreciate everybody that's been watching these videos, especially if you've got to this part of the video. So these are for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.